Good evening, everybody. I was just about to do a video and I was just thinking, what shall I do it on? What shall I talk about? I had a few things rolling around. And then Michelle appears over there and yeah, he's just come down and we've not done it every night, but uh, probably every other night we've like just had a chat, and I can't understand French and he can't understand English, but I'm learning French and he doesn't care too much for English. So it's like the perfect tutor because we just sit there with the phone and then we do the Google Translate, which is pretty amazing actually. Like I can just press the microphone and he speaks into it and then it translates it, and then I say something back and I'm slowly understanding more. Yeah, and he just seems like a super happy dude. Emily and I were talking, and considering the psychopath that we had in the north of France that was just in our face, and the place was just not nice, so we had to leave. And then she threatened to call the police and do all these things, just crazy behavior. And she was like, "I'm funny lady," all this stuff. It's just like, look, we just wanted a place for 4 days, and she's left another comment. I didn't know you could do this, but you leave on Airbnb, you leave them a review, they leave you a review. Thankfully, in set we got a good review because yeah, and Emily's got all good reviews. Like it's all been good reviews, other than this place and the grease left in a pan on one place, which wasn't a negative review, but it was just weird. All these things happening at the same time. So yeah, it was just a crazy thing. Like we had to go back to the UK, and all we wanted was 4 days. We'd found this place on the lake and had this other debacle, which I profiled, where they said, "Oh yeah, thanks for your booking," and then denied it as we were just there because they hadn't confirmed it. And yeah, just this guy's just like Emily and I were saying, like it's Michelle and he's down here and it's his place, but we're in his place essentially, in the bottom part of the house, you know. But it's his place, and we see him in the morning, we see him in the evening, sometimes in the afternoon. But it's a pleasure. It's just nice. It's yeah, it's no wonder he's a super host, and it's no wonder all the reviews are amazing because I guess people coming here, they're looking for a bit of an escape, a bit of a yeah, a bit of beauty, a bit of nature, and yeah, he's just here, and it just makes me wonder what life's about because he just seems really happy and content, like, and we've had a lot of upsets and upskittling. Yeah, and a lot of change, a lot of change. But life is all ahead of us. Anything can happen, and lots of things will happen. I think we laid a lot of good foundations for what we wanted to do. And even before the house was going to be sold by the landlords, and we got the letter on the 1st of Jan, 6 p.m., when I just put my head on the pillow in the lounge and heard a letter. Like, postmen don't work on this day. And it was the landlord saying, "You got to get out." Strangest feeling when you've just been like building up a house, planting things in the garden, getting freezers and building up food supplies because you've got a 1 year old, and especially, and yeah, it's just a very unnerving feeling because you're just like, wow, we've been focusing on all this and it's been feeling good and we're dealing with everything, and then this happens and it's like all of that goes instantly, instantaneously. It's quite the feeling, and it took quite a while to like get over that. And then we went to Lanzarote with my parents, which was a godsend, and it was amazing. But then obviously coming back, the rats had moved in, and we just had 5 to 6 weeks of just chaos and nonsense. And you know, I was in tears at times because it was just I have a family now, so your only job is to have them safe and happy and healthy. And luckily we could largely do that at my parents, but it felt bad on them and for us, even though they were great. And it's just just the unknown, and then the unknown was moving back into a place, so then moved back out. And yeah, it's a weird feeling to feel that you're homeless, but actually, like, we're not. Luckily, we've got a bit of money come in, and there's millions of Airbnbs all over the world. So you'll never be homeless if you can rent the Airbnbs. And we've got the van now, which has been performing impeccably. And we're finding this area now and working it out. And yeah, we just, for the first time today, started thinking about where we're going to go next. And everybody was like, wow, I just want to stay here. Emily is amazing. I'm like, we've got the van to like explore different areas as well. And there'll be other amazing areas. But we can always come back here, you know, in a year or two and see Michelle. That's the idea. You go out and you find the good things and find out what works, find out what doesn't work. Meet good people, meet some arseholes. That's life, isn't it? But until you go out there and do that, you just don't know. You just don't know. And I guess that's the same with business. You've got to try lots of things to really find what works. And all of the stories, all of the books, all of the things, everybody's tried lots of things. And the one thing we see on the end result is the thing that's just worked. The thing that's there is the working thing. But when you look back and you track back on the story, they'll have gone through a lot of things, a lot of trials, a lot of tests, a lot of pivoting to find what worked. So yeah, feeling calmly content. It's actually full moon right now. And we were just talking because Emily and I were really getting into the full moon stuff. And I was thinking earlier about, I made quite a few videos about this at certain points about the moon stuff. And then I was thinking, at certain points, I thought, God, people must think I'm bloody nuts. People must think I'm absolutely stupid. But then I'm just like, well, so what? Like, I was just making at the time, we're just experimenting. This is the point of this whole thing. But I do believe 13 moon cycles in a year and 12 months, the Gregorian calendar is relatively new. And we are a lot older than the Gregorian calendar. And I believe there are civilizations that lived way before us and way before the Gregorian calendar that knew way more than us. I think we're guilty of living in this world now where we're like, oh yeah, we've got iPhones and Wi-Fi. We are advanced. I think from a lot of my studies and beliefs and things that I've come to understand about past civilizations thousands of years ago, Ayurveda, ancient India, Atlantis, hidden worlds. Just take the pyramids, for example. Modern scientists and technology and machinery cannot rebuild the pyramids. Full stop. They don't even know how they were built. They were like, oh yeah, slaves drag stones up hills. It's like, well, okay, get some people, hire some people and have them drag the stones up the hills then. No. They're like 1,000-ton blocks for each stone. That ain't happening. So that's just one example of many of how we don't know everything that's gone on in the past. We think we do. And I think that's the lesson. I've always tried to go about life thinking that I don't know very much. And that's kept me hungry for learning. And I always try and forget things that I know or just try and think. You never want to get too fixated on your knowledge or what you know. We've talked about the half-life of knowledge before as well. So even if you're a trained heart surgeon 20 years ago, acting now as a heart surgeon, 60% of that knowledge would be redundant because of the evolution of that practice. And if you hadn't kept up to date with your training, up to date with the latest advances, you'd be over half just redundant. So if you'd have just stuck in your head going, like, I trained to be a heart surgeon 20 years ago, so I know everything, and then didn't do anything else, you'd be slowly left behind because of the evolution of mankind and the half-life of knowledge. So that's why I think it's good to just think, do I really know what I know? And even if I do know what I know, how long is that going to last for? And do we really as a civilization know, everything now? Like, there's so many unanswered questions, aren't there? We don't know how most of the brain works. We don't know how consciousness works. Quantum physics is now catching up with a lot of the ancient yogic philosophies, and energetic bioplasmic energy frequencies of the aura, call it the spirit, call it what you will, but science can't quite explain, modern science, a lot of what is already being, already goes on. Kirlian photography, taking photosonic pictures of trees, plants, or the human body, and showing the energetic aura extending outside of the body, the soul, whatever it is, the bioplasmic energetic field. A lot of this cannot be explained. Yale University, in a book that I read the other day, proved that ailments and disease show up in the bioplasmic energy field up to 2 weeks before they do in the physical body. But it's like a two-way street. You could cut your finger and that would show up in the bioplasmic energy field, which is around your body. This can be photographed with Kirlian photography. It's been proven. It's just a frequency. So I feel like I went off on many different tangents there, but I guess the theme of the day is just questioning, why we're here and what we're meant to be doing, and do we really know very much? And if we open up a bit more and try and forget a bit more about what we know or think we know, because a lot of people are very stubborn with this, aren't they? They think they know everything. They think they're up to date. But I would just say, just chill it out and try and forget that and just keep evolving. And that's what nonconformity is all about, to continually evolve, to provide evolutionary pathways for our students to evolve. And to get comfortable with always being slightly uncomfortable. Right, I'm going to get the last 7 or 8 minutes of the sun over there, but we'll say hasta luego.